Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. As today, I poked around the Expanse a bit, not much else to see out there at this point, so I think this is it. I think the time is finally upon us. The beginning of the end. It's been a long time coming, but I think we're finally reaching the point of no return. Let's go confront Kalkazar, see where the past 200 episodes have led us. Though I will also say, I am aware that there is one more act ahead of us, albeit apparently a very short one. So I do suspect that Kalkazar is already long gone. Oh, yeah, see, like all the Inquisitor guards are gone too, so that does track. Dude's definitely pulled a runner and left his manservant behind. An interesting choice. Maybe he wants us to follow him. Let's find out. The old servant casts a sharp, appraising glance at you. How can I be of use to your lordship? The hall bears the marks of a cleanup, quick, thorough, and unceremonious. The smell of ash from burned reports hangs in the air. Every trace of the Lord Inquisitor's stay at the palace has been destroyed. The only remainder of it is the elderly servant, sticking out like a nail amid the empty space. I came to talk to your master. Rogue Trader business. Where'd he get off to? The Lord Inquisitor is away on an urgent mission. Froscher's colorless voice matches his starkly unhelpful reply. And he left you here by yourself? Alone on a station full of people that hate you? An awfully bold move, that. Assuming, of course, he actually cares about what happens to you. My master has no need of my services on his present expedition. I was tasked with cleaning up. As soon as the conversation turns to Kalkazar, deferential and ecstatic overtones brighten the servant's dry voice. Well, be that as it may, I do still need to talk to him. Given that you do seem to have at least some details of his current expedition, I don't suppose you could point me in his direction? I was instructed to tell your lordship that the Lord Inquisitor advises against making that inquiry. The outrageously rude words are spoken in an impeccably polite tone. Abelard's face turns a deep red. You blasted! With visible effort, he swallows the insult he was about to spit out. Valen. Heinrich's tone is ice cold. I am offering you my services as an interrogator should you find it necessary to extract the information you need from this recalcitrant individual. I mean, normally I'd say no, but honestly I'm just thrilled that you're finally interjecting into a conversation here, bud. Also, this really does seem like it's probably Inquisitor business. You're both members of Kalkazar's retinue. I'm sure you can hash it out amongst yourselves. No need for the rogue trader to get involved. Heinrich turns to Froscher and raises a hand. Otherworldly cold envelops you. I will only ask you this question once. No! Froscher's voice breaks along with his resolve as his legs give out under the unseen influence of biomancy. Master Van Kalox, stop! I have seen your work firsthand. I know what is left of the people you interrogate. Porta Septentum. Dimensional Gate. Heinrich lowers his hand. Most sensible of you, old man. Good. Well, I guess we'll leave you to it. Good luck with the rest of the folks on Footfall. The servant, now a broken man, looks at you with hatred in his eyes. You won't stop my master anyway. Don't follow him. Better run away. Sure, I'll take that under advisement. Wow, I've got to say, I was really expecting Frosher to turn out to be like a secret assassin or something. Wild to imagine that he was, in fact, just a plain old manservant. But, you know, I may be speaking prematurely. Let's see if anyone's waiting for us when we head outside. An entire group of people salutes you. Most of them, an escort of honor consisting of members of retinues, associates, secretaries, bodyguards, and assorted others, bow deeply to you and shout their greetings, making a lot of noise. It appears the news of your impending departure has already spread throughout the station. Leaving us, are you, your lordship? Vladame Tokara is once again in his clean, decorous imperial bureaucrat persona, as if the cutthroat who carved himself a bloody path back to the liege's throne never existed. My flock tells me rogue trader von Valancius is going off on a long expedition. It would be unrighteous to let you go without a blessing for the journey. Communicative interaction option unlocked. Purpose of data exchange: strengthening ties and delivering a gift/material asset/a donation to an ally. We barely got the news that the Lord Inquisitor had left his cozy footfall perch. And now you're off on a long journey too. Rizza grins contentedly. Thought I might as well come to see an old acquaintance. An officer in Imperial Navy uniform folds his hands in the sign of the Aquila. It's an honor, your lordship. I'm here on my superior's orders to pay my respects to House von Valancius. Wow, okay. You know, I was really honestly expecting us to get ambushed the moment we stepped outside, but I guess this is where all our reputation mongering finally pays off. Vladame, you know, we haven't always seen eye to eye, but I'm glad to see you could get past that and still come to see me off. Or maybe you're just eager to see me gone? Of course not, your lordship. No business partner of the Kasperlika mission is more reliable or more lucrative than you. Therefore, accept this gift and others that will be delivered to your ship as investments in your success. Carnivorous Blade. Unique Drukhari Clave, which deals bonus damage scaling off the enemy's total missing wounds. Not super useful for our current crew, but we'll take it. It's the thought that counts. Looks like footfall's yours again, my friend. Try not to get too carried away with how you run it, though. We're business partners, but that doesn't mean you can't be replaced, if need be. Have no doubt in my memory, your lordship. House von Valancius can always count on a worthy percentage of my organization's income, as thanks for your generous patronage. And how about you, Chaplain? You really just here to offer me your blessings, or is there more to it than that? Nah, to promise something too. My mission will look after your subjects. You've done us a lot of good, and it would be unrighteous not to repay you in kind. Members of my congregation are already loading supplies to your ships. And I have a personal gift of appreciation for you from the cult of St. Drusus. With people like you, this God Emperor forsaken corner of the universe still has a chance to become a fine place. Warworld Crusade Plate Armor. High and heavy. +3 deflection versus melee, +15 parry. Decent numbers, just not really competitive with our current gear. Most of our guys are switched off to power armor at this point. But again, thought that counts. Well, Chaplain, you know, I don't really have any reason to give you any warnings. You've always played it pretty straight with me. You had my back both at the funeral and with Hieronymus. I think you've got a bright future ahead of you, Padre. I'm sure I'll see you again soon enough, but if by some fluke I don't, just keep up the good work. May Drusus the warrior grant you good fortune in battle, and good thrust to your engines. And Opti, it's good to see you again, old friend. Things got a mite bit rough down on Euphrates too, but it looks like we both pulled through. What brings you here?
Subject status assessed as highest trusted ally. In accordance with the Mutual Support Manual, please confirm your readiness to receive a fee/donation/contribution from the Cognizance Fleet. Asset description: standard expeditionary supply set for a Revelation 02 void ship, and a personal gift/tool/blessing.
Burden of Servitude. High-end bolt pistol. Burst attack costs +1 AP, but after a burst attack, single shot attacks gain +50% damage. I mean, we only really have one character who uses bolt pistols, and they are pretty reliant on making burst attacks. The extra AP is kind of a killer. Well, I do appreciate it, Opticon. Again, I'm sure we'll see each other again soon, but if not, we'll always have Euphrates too.
Request approved. Information concerning the joint cleansing of the sacred world cataloged under high-value data.
Indeed. And Riza, you know, we haven't really ever talked much, but I'm still glad to see you made it out. Any particular reason, or just making sure I actually go? Nah, it's just business. It's a custom among the Fellowship of the Void never to see a friend off on a long and dangerous expedition without gifts. The supplies are being loaded to your ship as we speak. And this is from old Riza, personally. Flashlight emitter. Whenever the wearer is the target of an attack of opportunity, the attacker becomes blinded for 1 round. No save. The wearer will perform their lowest cost AP attack against the enemy, including attacks with ranged weapons. Oh wow, that is actually pretty solid. I might be able to fit that in somewhere. Abby, Pask, Ulfar, all possibilities. Really comes down to which slot it is. Either neck or ring. Ever the Riz Master. I do appreciate it, but like I said to Tokara over there, try not to get too carried away in my absence. I do plan on coming back, and I'd hate to have to put you down after. Riza stifles a chuckle. Well, I hope you don't forget old Riza. You know, pick a softer rope for old time's sake. Oh, don't be silly. For you, it'll be the finest silk. And, how about you, Captain? Your Lordship, before you leave Footfall, I would like to present you with an official statement of gratitude from my organization. The Imperial Navy values House von Valancius as loyal comrades in arms. Allow us to therefore reiterate our grateful appreciation. Please do us the honor of accepting a modest quantity of supplies to support your courageous expedition. Archaeotech Plasma Battery. Okay, not sure we actually need that, but I'll definitely check it against our current loadouts. Thanks. take care of the expanse in my absence. Just, try not to be too harsh with the locals. I put a lot of work into trying to improve conditions around the Coronis. I'd hate to see it undone by an excess of zeal. Although what you said is at odds with the Imperial Navy's official policy regarding this sector, I promise I will relay this to my superiors. That's all I can ask. Alright, folks. If there's nothing else, I'd best be off. Emperor knows the Corona certainly won't save itself. A multitude of voices answers you with good luck wishes, blessings, parting advice, and words of respect, shouting over each other, but alike in their sincerity. For a second, you feel especially clearly that you will likely not see any of these people ever again. Oh, don't say it like that. That actually kind of bums me out. It reminds me of why there are so many games over the years that I've gotten right up towards the end of and then just never finished. Not because they were bad games, but because, you get to the point where it's almost over and you just don't really want it to end.
I always have a backup plan.
Though I suppose in this case it is a bit different because we also know there's 2 more expansions in the wings. That's another solid 20 to 30 hours worth of content to look forward to. Albeit decoupled from the main campaign, at least the way we'll be approaching it. Your Lordship, we have a long expedition ahead of us. It would be reasonable to replenish supplies. Ammunition, spare parts, better equipment. Who knows what we're about to face? Honestly, Danrock, I think we're about as ready as we're ever going to be. Especially thanks to our allies. Thy will be done, Your Lordship. And nothing else, so where are we headed? Porta Septentum. Xavier Calcazar's expedition went through an ancient dimensional gate. To catch up to him, the Lord Captain will have to venture into the unknown. We do still have a handful of rumors that were never properly resolved. Though at least a few of these definitely should have been. But I suppose we can probably chalk that up to this being a long-running campaign. There have been multiple patches over the past 200 episodes. Yeah, nothing else really jumping out at me here. So, Porta Septentum. Alright, give me a sec to go over our current loadouts. Make sure we don't have any other outstanding loose ends, and I guess it's time to jump to conclusions. Be right back. And we're back. No luck chasing down those last few rumors, but I did at least go over all the new items we picked up the last couple of episodes. And I actually doled a few out, mostly on Pask, who is now rocking multiple items from Brass Whisper's loadout, which did feel appropriate. And I slapped the flashlight emitter on Ulfar. It was either him or Abby, but I figured between the two of them, his next slot was slightly more expendable. It stacked additional momentum, which honestly we don't really need these days. That said, we're already on site at Porta Septentum. Let's go take an Inquisitor of the facilities. There is no telling what awaits you beyond the gate. But one thing you know for certain, there will be no turning back. It is the point of no return. Ensure that you have taken care of any unfinished business, procured all necessary equipment, explored every world, and completed any desired colonial projects. You will no longer be able to do so after passing through to the other side. Slightly ominous, but yeah, I think we're good. I will say I have set hard saves, just so we can return for the future DLC. You know, much like with Wasteland 3, that'll basically have to be its own standalone miniseries, retroactively inserted into our main continuity. I think there's a term for that, but I can't for the life of me remember what it might be.
Lord Captain, our augurs are detecting energy currents of indeterminate nature within the dimensional gate. It appears to be active. We see a number of ships near the gate, and judging by their markings, they belong to Lord Inquisitor Kalkazar's personal squadron. I know this place. Kalkazar summoned both our packs here to seal the portal to terror and woe. Much blood we did spill that day. Alas, it was not the blood of Xenos or Warpspawn, but that of the cog priests of Kalkazar himself. While they were working on the gate's foul machines, the breath of evil coming from the other side was turning them into frenzied monsters.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so another small piece of the puzzle. That, I suppose, helps provide some context as to exactly when the Space Marines attacked Amernot's forces, prompting him to essentially fake his own death. And then in the subsequent cleanup, of course, that's when Kalkazar would have found evidence of the potential super weapon. So technically he did do what he was initially summoned here to do, which was to destroy the apostate tech priest. But then he got sidetracked into his own thing, based on what he found during the cleanup.
Lord Captain, don't take it as cowardice, but duty obliges me to ask. You do realize that this may end up being a one-way voyage, don't you?
I do, Ravor. But it is important that everyone else on board knows that as well.
Crew of the RetconRaider, this is your Lord Captain speaking.
Kalkazar's actions not only endanger my protectorate, but also the entirety of the Coronis Expanse, and I intend to put a stop to it. This requires venturing into the unknown, with no guarantees that we'll ever make our way back. For those who are willing to join me on this expedition, you have my thanks, and my apologies if this all ends up going south. For those who'd rather not, you can leave now, no hard feelings. For a while, you hear no response. Then the silence is broken by the sound of heavy footfalls. The rhythmic stomping grows louder and louder. Thousands of feet strike the decks as if marching into oblivion under your banner. Well, I guess that answers that. Give it a few more minutes for anyone who has second thoughts, but then I guess we're headed in.
Yes, Lord Captain. Whatever's waiting out there, beware. Von Valancius is coming.
Ravor, phrasing. Right, that's long enough. Hail Kalkazar's people. Tell them to make way.
Incoming message. You are entering an area declared forbidden. Any attempt to approach the Xeno artifact will be considered an act of rebellion against the Emperor. Leave now, or be destroyed.
Lord Captain, would you prefer to send your reply with the help of the Vox Clerics?
Or the main gun deck?
Well, we already tried asking nicely, and they threatened to destroy us, so let's try the guns.
You heard the Lord Captain. Battle stations. Wait, who in the void is that? Some of the enemy ships are breaking formation in haste. They're regrouping and falling back to repel an attack from the rear. Looks like someone has arrived to lend us a hand. The enemy's scattered. Now is the time to engage. Oh? Any idea who they might be? The augurs detect ships marked with the coat of arms of House Winterscale. Hey, nice. House Quarter's transmitting a vox call to the Inquisition forces. They guarantee safety if they surrender at once. We also detect Aldari void ships among the arrived Allied vessels. Wow, Moran too. That is a pleasant surprise. Alright, let's not let this opportunity go to waste. Full speed ahead. Man, I am sad to see this game coming to an end, but it is pretty great, you know, finally getting a payoff for all the various relationships we've built throughout the past 200 hours worth of campaign. It's also worth noting that technically, between the Sword and the Heartless here, we also have representatives of both the Imperial Navy and the Fellowship on hand, all uniting against inquisitorial overreach. Oh wow, and yeah, that really did kind of trivialize this fight, didn't it? We're up against 3 firestorms. Still a bit of a fight, but we've definitely faced worse. The escort mission off the storage world was a whole lot nastier. Let's veer left. Buy the sword some time. See if we can actually pull them through this in one piece. We'll go full bore on Firestorm 1.
Torpedoes, away!
Then pop any leftover shots into Firestorm 2.
Strike them, now!
Oh, yeah, we're fine. Don't get it twisted. Oh, too late.
The impure tremble.
Hopefully that'll buy the sword a little leeway.
All hands prepare for acceleration.
Yeah, not far enough. Oh, there we go. Not sure why that wasn't active earlier.
With the force of a supernova.
Number 2, out. Yeah, I think the sword will be fine. Number 3 will go after the Heartless. They can hold their own. And then we're pretty much done. All right. Locked on target. Ooh, close. Actually, can we, Hey, there we go. Man, you know, Adira may not get much play out in the field these days, but, she is indispensable in these ship battles. Lord Captain, they have fired boarding torpedoes. It looks like the enemy has decided to take us down with a single decisive strike. Fine with me. Saves me the trouble of having to chase them down. All hands, brace for impact. Yes, Lord Captain. Sound the alarm on all decks. All crew members get ready to repel boarders. Ooh, who we got? I mean, logically, it would have to be Ashara. I don't think there's anyone else left. Frosher, I guess. Right. The heavily armored woman eyes you and sneers. A rogue trader. That's a new notch on my gun stock. Never killed one of you before. Ah, fearless, mighty, with a heart as cold as stone. A worthy opponent. A far cry from wretched Xenos and stinking heretics. It will be glorious to slay you. Ulfar greets Kalkazar's assassin with the softest smile you have ever seen on his face. Stand aside, Redbeard, while I cut off the rogue trader's head. Wouldn't want to kill my first Emperor's angel in a hurry. The woman reciprocates with an equally friendly gaze, and you see confusion on the faces of those around you. Ashara, what made you think you had the right to invade the ship of one of the God Emperor's anointed? Van Kalox, wrong place, wrong time again? This time will be your last. And don't you dare lecture me on how my actions deviate from the creed. You who've already proven yourself unfit for the cause. Heinrichs, refresh my memory. This was the advisor from Euphrates? Yes, one of the Lord Inquisitor's acolytes. This is Ashara, the cleaner. She cleans up what has outlived its usefulness to Kalkazar. Oh, is that so? Well, it really would have been nice if you'd mentioned that to me sooner, bud. You know, like back when she first showed up on Euphrates too? Well, I'll tell you what, Ashara. You want to end this quick and clean. Put down your weapons. Otherwise, it's guaranteed to get messy. The woman laughs, a cawing laugh. I could say the same to you, rogue trader. No, stop. Don't. Darn, I tried. Alright, well, guess we gotta kill her. I will say, though, this confrontation would feel like it had a lot more impact if this was a character we'd really interacted with more throughout the rest of the story. I mean, just off the top of my head, it does feel like overall they really should have maybe sprinkled the rest of the Inquisitor's retinue throughout various other parts of the campaign in Act 2 and 4, so the player could get a bit more familiar with them over time. Maybe not Brass Whisper, since that would obviously be a bit complicated with Pask and all, but Ashara, the other memory woman. Wow, I guess that's really kind of it. I mean, Frosher, maybe. But he just ended up, I guess, being an actual manservant, so Kalkazar really doesn't have much of a retinue.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
Yeah, I mean, Ashara here is not going to last very long on her own.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Not even sure she'll get to go at this rate. I'm actually pretty sure we can end this with Abby. Our gaze attack actually empowers allies now, so let's go ahead and tag him in.
At your beck and call.
Now some proper oversight. Oh, actually. Okay, no, let's do this first. Lock him down. And touch of anger. This should be interesting.
Quick! Quick! Emperor, protect me.
Ooh, gosh.
I'll do what it takes. Emperor, protect me.
An exemplary strike.
Follow my lead.
I took care of this one.
Yeah, that actually worked out pretty well. Which, yes, means that Abby should be able to wrap this up. Slice to build momentum. Should push us over, I think. Close. Hey, Sayonara. And now we just mop up.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
You know, I've got to give it to Ashara. She did clean up easy.
Target well struck.
Oof. Yeah, that looked painful. Oh, did we... Oh, right, you. And we're good. Okay, I guess that's it. Let's grab our loot. Unlikely to be anything we can really use, but maybe Ashara dropped something nice. Wow, nothing. She really was pretty disappointing. Yeah, she just had conventional gear. I think she was the flame pistol and chainsword. It is interesting, though, because, you know, as underwhelming as Ashara might have been, as were most of I think, Kalkazar's other retinue members, it does kind of make sense because, you know, someone like him, it's hard to imagine he would actually surround himself with people who might pose an actual legitimate threat to his well-being. You know, once someone did become a threat, he generally just had them eliminated.
The enemy has been routed, your lordship. We are receiving a Vox signal requesting that we admit a convoy of shuttles on board for an audience. The augurs have confirmed that the shuttles are unarmed and belong to the forces that aided us in battle. Do you wish us to welcome these visitors?
Well, that depends. Who exactly is on their way over?
Rogue trader Winterscale is on his way aboard a shuttle. We have detected the signature of her ladyship Incendia Corda's personal transport. One of the vessels could not be identified. The augur operator believes it is equipped with cloaking field generators of Xenos origin.
Okay, by all means, let them in. I'm curious to see what they have to say. Oh my goodness, that's not Moran. Sporting a holstered autogun you have not seen before, Janris Danrock clears his throat before he begins.
Reporting, Lord Captain. The attack on the ship has been repelled. All decks have been cleared of trespassers. Hull breaches have been or are being mended. You have eminent visitors who wish to congratulate you on your victory.
Caligos Winterscale has grown hollow-cheeked and pale. Instead of the graceful movements of a fierce predator, he now lurches like a lame bird. The augmentics in his broken back are unable to make him as light-footed as he once was. He lets out a tired sigh and says, joylessly, "We meet again, Valin." Incendia avoids locking eyes with you. Her cheek twitches nervously as she says, "I have briefly suspended my exile in order to wish you luck on your travels." The Harlequin, paying no attention to the anxious glances of the crew, takes a bow. "Behold in silence, merchant vagabond. The crossroads laid before you at this time. The laugh of jest unending has declared your dance adroit and worthy of applause. And I, his words' mute echo, now arise, to send you on your merry way at last." Indeed. Janris sighs. "The Xenos simply materialized on the bridge, whereupon the enforcers simply refused to approach it. After all, the enemy of humanity has not acted aggressively in any way. As of yet." Yeah, that's honestly fine. I sincerely doubt that it would end well if you picked a fight with him. "Caligos, I'm glad to see you made it out here, despite your condition." Winterscale grins bitterly. "It takes more than a broken back to fix my bad temper." Indeed. So, I can probably guess, but is there any particular reason why you chose to intervene? You know I'm going up against an Imperial Inquisitor, right?
Quit playing coy, Val. You know very well why. I'm here because I owe you. Alas, Winterscales never find themselves in debt for long. Besides, I never liked Kalkazar. Your acknowledgement of me as a threat speaks to the trustworthiness of your intuition. And now that you have decided to take on the Lord Inquisitor, I would much rather align myself with a tried and true ally than someone of dubious repute." Fair enough. Pretty sure he was set to toss you on trial once he got back anyway. And once this is all over, then what? "Correct my mistakes. Save what is left of my protectorate. Find the worlds lost to the warp storm. Drive the Xenos out. weed out the final Dawn infiltrators, and negotiate peace with House Corda. The spite with which Caligos spits out the word peace makes him look like his old self for just a brief moment. You know what? That actually sounds good to me. Maybe not the Xenos part, but long as you don't overstep, I think we'll get along just fine. Yeah, well, now that a single step brings excruciating pain, I'm being very cautious about how I overstep. Brazenness still colors the contours of Winterscale's smile, but the spite has vanished. And how about you, Incendia? I will say I'm a mite bit alarmed that you've decided you can simply suspend your own exile at a whim, but I do appreciate the assist. Not getting up to your old tricks again, are you? Much has changed since my time ruling over Footfall. It would certainly seem so. I never would have imagined you'd raise your hand against the Inquisition. I may not see as clearly now as I once did, but the visions have not altogether forsaken my mind, and I sense some vile enterprise being plotted where you are going. You are able to stop it, which means your path must be clear. Oh, interesting. Have you given up on absolute justice? Never. My heart is forever with the Emperor, but I am a poor instrument of his will. I will serve the cause of justice, but I have no right to enact it. And so I entrust this tool of judgment to you. Well, I certainly appreciate that. So what now? Back into your self-imposed exile? Yes, being here awakens such terrible desires within my heart. To be the bringer of justice, the passer of verdicts. I must keep the Expanse safe from myself. I must return to my solitude. Well, Emperor protect. I hope someday you can come out of all this a better person. May it be my destined lot to attain comprehension of his ways, his wishes, and his will. Well said. And Nocturne, buddy, I was not expecting to see you here, but I guess that was kind of the point, wasn't it? Then again, I suppose it would be odd to see Moran this far from Janus. The briefest moment I will here abide, the lull between two heartbeats, nothing more. Your deed have left their mark in memory's halls, where few among your kin have earned a place. The merchant vagabond's grand tales I'll keep, and be the steadfast guard of every page. Oblivion's nocturne will be heard no more, for with these words I play my final chord. Farewell is not an ending, but a thread that leads you into a new drama's web. The Harlequin begins taking off his mask as if he is about to reveal what is beneath it. But before you can make out his features, he laughs and vanishes in a blue haze. Where the mysterious Xenos just stood, his parting gift remains. Hope Pendant. Iconoclast only. At the start of each turn, except for extra turns, the wearer gains extra momentum for each ally, including themselves, with half or less wounds. Yeah, planning around failure, not really my thing. And the Harlequin Trinket. Every spent AP grants +2 MP to the wearer. Also, the wearer's movement is not affected by threatened areas. Whenever the wearer dodges an attack of opportunity, they gain +10 momentum. Which would be good if we had dodgers, but we don't really
We don't really do that. We're more focused on parry or just outright tanking. Danrock, how are we looking after that fight? The factotum coughs. Minor damages to the outer plating in the midship hull and negligible personnel losses as a result of offensive action by enemy boarding parties. The key systems are in order. The Engineerium reports impeccable compliance on the part of the machine spirits. In other words, we are fully combat ready, Lord Captain. Alright, well, Winterscale, Corda, unless you plan on coming with, this is where we part ways. Kalkazar and I have unfinished business. Tell me, Corda looks up at you with an obvious effort. Is there any leniency in your soul for one who has strayed? Your crusade is a worthy endeavor, and I long to be part of it. Let you stand in judgment over others. I shall be but your instrument. You know, Corda, I've got some reservations there. You did some pretty horrible stuff, but I suppose, given the circumstances, you can't be held fully responsible for what you did, and the man who was has already paid the price. Given St. Drusus's position on matters of redemption, I guess the least I can do is give you a chance to earn your own. Consider this your second chance, and know that you won't get a third. So be it. From now on, I am your follower, and your smiting hand. Wasting no time on meaningless good luck wishes, your other distinguished guest leaves the bridge in solemn and respectful silence. The Voidborn looks up at you with his habitual grim stare. Lord Kenton, we may commence the spatial translation. Dozens of pairs of eyes hang on your every gesture, your every sigh. Every crew member waits with bated breath lest they miss your decisive words. Let's get this done.
The ancient gate, long impenetrable for the rogue trader, was at last ready to reveal its secrets. After gathering allies and preparing to venture into the unknown, the Lord Captain plunged headlong into the darkness that held ancient nightmares. And the answers to all his questions.
Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Eerie V23, Revenant, Alois, Arrow Bowman, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
I'll do what it takes.